30 years ago, when I was, a brand new assistant, a session would be on tape. Everybody kind of had to come to the studio. That was like the focal point. Everybody had to come in. We all had to work together. Fast forward to today, obviously the change in the recording industry over the past 30 years has been massive. And now a lot of people work in studios like this, they work in their own place. A lot of producers like me have their own studio. And we work with people all over the place, all over the world. But it's more a case of people sending files to us. I do a lot of mixing and I don't meet most of my clients that I mix. When I first started, the challenge was the expense of getting people together. The challenge now is keeping everyone on the same page, making sure everybody that's involved in the project knows where we are with the project. And is sort of up to date with the latest version of the track and what they still need to do on it and what other people still need to do on it, where the production's going. So those are that's kind of really, I think, the significant change in terms of running a session and logistics from when I started to now. My name's Don Morley. I'm a Grammy-winning producer, engineer, mixer. I needed a solution for productivity and getting organized. I've used everything like ClickUp, Trello, Monday, all those different productivity softwares, which are great if you're, a Silicon Valley project manager, which is what they're designed for. But if you're a record producer, musician, engineer, mixer, it's either way too complicated for the things you want to do, or not flexible enough to actually do what we want to do, what musicians, engineers, producers want out of some sort of organizational productivity software. So having tried loads, I decided the only way I was actually going to get what I wanted is if I got someone to build it for me. So I started planning what I really needed. It's relatively simple, actually, what I really needed to be able to get everyone that I'm working with on a project on the same page and get them all together and everyone know what's going on with the project that we're working on. I mean, for me, it solves a number of problems. The first one was just getting organized. I find it so much easier now that I use Multiband. All my projects are on there and I can just click on the page, click on the project, and I know exactly where every one of them is. There's no check-in notes. There's no going into Pro Tools, launching it and seeing what's missed, trying to remember what's missing and what needs to be there. It's all on one page on Multiband. I can see it all. So that, for me, that easy access to being kept updated was a big thing for me. The main problem that it's approaching is the collaboration and how people are collaborating on projects and keeping up to date with all the projects that they might be working on. Like if you're helping out with somebody, say you're providing bass for a mate's band and they're on Multiband, you're on their project, when the drums have been done on a new song. So they're probably going to ask you for some bass soon. So then you listen to that song with the drums and the kind of demo, other instrumentation. You can work the bass out. So when you get a call saying, hey, can you do some bass on this track? You've already been playing to it, you know what it is, and you're ready to go. So little things like that are really, really useful in helping, you look more professional if you're on it and you are keeping on top of the projects that are on it. But also, I like the fact that I can just send out an email from within Multiband and I know everyone on the project gets told that there's an update. They get to come in, see what it is, and they know exactly where everybody's at. They can listen to the newest version of the mix. It just keeps everything smooth, everything flowing, and essentially we get things done quicker. There are fewer mistakes, fewer moments of confusion. Everyone's been really enthusiastic about it. And also my clients have been really enthusiastic. They're finding it really useful that, on their phone or on their laptop, wherever they are, they can access the album, they can hear all the latest versions of it. They can see where they're at, and all the comments section, they can see what other people have said as well. And they can just absolutely keep on top of the project wherever they are. In terms of pricing, I thought a long time about how to make this work, because obviously there's quite a cost in keeping it running with storing people's audio files that are on there and just hosting the software. A lot of people using it, all of that costs quite a lot of money. So I had to find a way of making that pay. But also I wanted to make sure that, so here's an example. If I share it with a client, I say I'm running the project on Multiband. So you just sign up and I'll hook you into the project. I don't want to tell them they've got to pay money. I don't want to tell them you got to sign up to this to keep on top of things, and it's going to cost you a certain amount a month, right? So there's currently two levels of pricing. The basic is free, right? So you can sign up, you can be attached to as many different people's projects as you like, and that will cost you nothing. You'll be able to keep running like that. So if you're adding other people to your project, they won't have to pay anything. And it also means if you get one project that you can run on your own as well. So if you're just trying it out, want to see how it works, then you can run a project on there, and you can be added to other people's projects, and that's all free. That's for nothing. If you want to use it properly and you're uploading audio to it, and you're using it as it should be, then basically, I say I spent a long time thinking about how to price it. What I did is I walked into a high street coffee shop and saw roughly how much people were going to spend on a coffee, and thought, well, that a month, people can forego a coffee a month in order to be actually organised and have their projects properly working and finishing projects and all that sort of stuff. So that's actually how I priced it, is a cost of a cup of coffee in a high street coffee chain. And then in future, there is a pro level that I'm working on that's going to be a bit more involved. So you'll be able to customize your area more, so it's more obviously yours, and you'll be able to upload WAVs instead of just MP3s, and there'll be a few other things coming. And actually, if anyone's got any ideas of what they want, I've been taking feedback from mates who are the only ones that have been using it so far as to what they would want on it. So if anyone is using it and goes, this extra feature would be great, then please let me know, and we'll if it works for us, we'll stick it on the roadmap and it'll be on there.